shared that I was having a rough day, and yeah, that just simply ended up turning into a rough week. I was just in an anxious headspace. I was irritable. I was kind of angry about a lot of things. And I just was in a funk around decisions that I made. I just could not bring myself out of this headspace. And then on top of that, on Sunday, somebody hit my car. So I got into a car accident. Yes, I'm fine. My car is still good. But that was just like the icing on the cake. It was just like so much had took place, and it was just like I was just on an emotional roller coaster the entire week. And I'm normally one of those people who can pull themselves out of a rough patch, but I couldn't. I'm normally able to find a positive and a negative, or be able to start processing and thinking about what is this particular situation teaching me, but nope, not last week. It did not work. There's a lesson inside of whatever it is that you're going through, and last week's lesson was a spiritual one. I was in this headspace because I was worrying. I'm normally not a person to worry. I'm normally that person who would just continue to go on with the flow and figure things out, or just simply always know that whatever is going on is going to be okay. Like, it's going to resolve itself. But last week I couldn't do that. That's when I just figured out that's why I was in the headspace I was in, because I was doing the number one thing that I usually don't do, and that's worry. I was literally just worried. And I'm thinking about it, it's just crazy because it just started to make sense towards the end of the week. I'm never that person who loses hope in a situation, and that's exactly what I was doing all last week. I was just so focused on what was taking place, not knowing that everything that takes place won't last. Everything that is going wrong, eventually it has to get better. Eventually it has to change. But my mindset was not there last week. It had been years since I've been like that. So it was very rough for me, as well as the people around me, because they were trying to remind me, like, what? Demi, this is not true. And I'm like, what? And this is bothering me. No, like, so I'm grateful for my support system who was there rooting for me and pushing me and just reminding me, like, Demi, you don't even worry about stuff like this. Like, so you telling me this got you worried. So sometimes you need those people in your corner that can just simply remind you who you are and how you normally operate, because sometimes we get distracted. Sometimes we get knocked off our square about circumstances that's taking place, but you need those people in your corner to remind you of who you are. The last week lesson for me was a spiritual one. Have faith and worry less. Normally that's the lifestyle I live. No matter what's going on in my life, I trust God to fix it. I trust God to give me the strength to get me through whatever it is I'm facing. And last week, I failed. Last week I failed. And I'm grateful to have lived through last week. So I'm currently now back in my right headspace. I'm right where I needed to be. But I guess I just had to go through that rough patch just to simply have that reminder that God always provides, always protects me, even when my faith is wavering. So that's one thing I am extremely grateful for, because my faith last week was down bad. So yes, this week's lesson was just a spiritual one, and to just simply continue to know that God always has my back, like no matter what's going on. Simply continue to pray for strength in a time of weakness. So when I'm not feeling myself, just continue to just pray until I'm back to myself and He gives me the clarity that I need in order to make certain decisions, and as well as to just simply continue to move and navigate through our life. Last week was a rough one, but this week was definitely a better one, and I'm extremely grateful for that. So if you guys are going through something to where your faith is being tried, stay faithful, stay encouraged, stay motivated, because things has to change. That's one thing that's constant in life, and it's change. So if something is not going right now, then eventually it has to. So thank you guys for tuning in. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll catch y'all on the next video.